This is Josh Gilbert from Chattanooga, Tennessee, real life working musician. Yeah, I just want to give you a few updates about what's going on. And yeah, again, pray for me and that I would be safe on the road and that things would go well. So thanks again for all of your comments and your support and for listening to the music. Yeah, so I spent June doing a lot of traveling. It's probably my busiest month of the year, usually. And recently, I was able to, in mid-June, play for a friend of mine named Luke Simmons and his band, Luke Simmons The Lovestruck. He is from Dalton, and he just plays a lot around Chattanooga area and around Atlanta area, kind of similar to me. And I met Luke years and years ago at Guitar Center, and we struck up a conversation, and I happened to be playing a gig for a yard type of party at some wealthy gentleman's house, and it's kind of an interesting circumstance, and I needed another band member. I needed a keyboard player, and I knew that Luke played keys, and he's extremely good. So I ended up bringing him along and having him play keys for me in my band for a certain gig. And ever since then, we've done more and more things together. Some years more things than less, but he has always played keys for me, and he also plays a little guitar, and he also sings extremely well. So it was just a lot of fun to have him jam with us whenever I could bring on a fourth band member. Usually I'm playing just solo or duo or even trio with just bass guitar and drums a lot of the times. But every now and then I'm able to get a fourth band member and they usually love keys because my guitar playing is very big, and I only have a few guitar players who are available in my life, and they're just not as abundant. So keys happens to be really fun and makes a really big sound, and it's easy to kind of jam in there. So yeah, it's always been a blast playing with Luke, and recently in the last couple of years, we've started playing for his band. Me playing guitar for him, singing a little backup vocals. My brother is playing some bass for him, and then my friend, my drummer Mason, has also been filling in as well, more and more and more. So it's been fun to kind of trade around like that, because we've gotten to know Luke's music and his style and his set a little bit better and better as each gig goes along, and we're able to kind of complement what he's doing a little bit better and get a little bit more smooth as an overall group, which is a lot of fun. And always learning, always growing, always striving to be better. I mean, some of us, I myself kind of have a particular voice and approach, and I kind of have an aggressive right hand rhythm technique. So it doesn't always work for a lot of people, and sometimes it's a little harder for me to fit into other groups or support other people's music. But Luke happens to be really fun, really rhythmic, and I enjoy playing it. I don't know if I'm the greatest fit for his music, but I absolutely love it, and he's really talented. Go look him up online if you can. It's Luke Simmons The Lovestruck, and he's just a fantastic voice, amazing singer, amazing musician, and he plays, he mostly leads on keys, but he also plays guitar really well, acoustic and electric, and he's awesome. Anyways, love him. We got a chance to play a cocktail party at a wedding in Atlanta with him. Just got done with a wedding down here in Atlanta. We got the corner band going on. Keys. Luke's doing keys and bass at the same time. I'm doing the little guitar. And there's Mr. Mason.
Hey, hey, hey.
Hey, hey. It's a beautiful spot. You don't see me in a tie too often. But when you do the wedding stuff, you gotta dress up. Ugh. It is awfully hot though. You can do your best. And it was great. It was a big room, but we were able to provide a pretty good sound. despite what could be pretty a noisy environment. And it turned out pretty well. It was really fun. We did some old soulful tunes, some classic tunes. Those happen to be kind of my favorites, especially if you have a really broad general audience and you don't know what everybody's tastes are. But if you have a good bit of your audience is older, a little older, it's a good chance they're going to enjoy the classic songs in your own spin. So, I don't know. I just love that. And of course, Luke's original songs are really great as well. So check those out. But yeah, so that was fun to be able to do that with him in that environment. Had to kind of get had to kind of dress up in a little bit of a nicer shirt and tie. And that's rare for me. I think it's just, I kind of grew out of a lot of my nicer clothes. And I think if I had nice clothes that, fit or whatever, then I would be more into it. But I just, I have a lot of shirts and ties and stuff from like high school and college. So anyways, you know how that goes. But I'm more of a lazy hippie. So it was nice to kind of dress up for a change for something, even though it's real hot. And then after our South Dakota, Iowa trip and all that crazy adventure, the following weekend we were able to play with Luke for an event outdoors here in Chattanooga and kind of the west side of Chattanooga. And so we were scheduled to play this food truck event outdoors. However, it rained buckets. Well, here we are with Luke Simmons and The Lovestruck and pouring down rain, setting up. See what happens. This man, he'd be singing in the rain. He'd be singing. Oh, good Lord. And let me tell you, I'm usually not scared of weather or, usually we figure something out or whatever. It's no big deal. But this was unlike anything ever I've experienced. So we were under this gazebo and this big bandstand type stage covered. It had a full roof. It was fully covered. It was fine. But all of a sudden it started hailing and the wind started blowing in sideways and the rain started blowing in sideways. And so we were covering our stuff as much as possible. Okay, let's see if it blows over. Just kept going, harder and harder and harder and harder. And then all of a sudden, I looked down, and we're gonna move everything into the middle of the stage to just be in the most protected area possible. But all of a sudden, I look down, and there's a puddle of water. I'm standing in a slight puddle of water, and all the water is rushing to the middle of the stage from the sides. Oh man, it was a nightmare. It was a nightmare. Luckily I was able to get most of the things off the ground and jumped out soaking wet into the rain. It was basically like jumping in a lake with your fully clothed. It was awful. And it was just pouring, pelting, and I pulled my car in and got all the important stuff. I had a speaker or two, a couple amps, of course, and my pedal board, and a couple of other things, and shoved that into the car. Outside of it's wet, but it was gonna be fine. However, the rest of my cables were all soaked. And so I had to lay them all out in the garage with a dehumidifier and fans and try to dry everything out. And I had most of my cables there. For some reason, they had just gotten all dumped out. So that was pretty awful. Luckily, we did get paid, so that's a blessing. But, that's sort of the trade-off with a lot of outdoor events and summer events and doing event-based gigging is things can happen. Things can go wrong. Man, the weather can turn. I've been pretty fortunate most of the time to be able to either get paid because we showed up and we went through hours and hours of setup, and it's not like we can just do something else, or the cancellation has been too close to the time, or we've been able to like reschedule it and get another event out of it. So I don't know. Yeah. So you just have to kind of hedge your bets there if you're considering doing some of that. You got to kind of watch the weather and make sure to be upfront and be like, hey, usually when I book something, I send a contract, and then the contract's like, if there's any chance of canceling within 24 hours, we need to know before we make the trip, if it's somewhere out of town, or even more than that, if it's in town, that way we can fill the date with something else. And that's always you always have to weigh that out, I guess, for yourself. That's a huge risk that you're gonna have to take. And then I know I take from year to year. But, ever since like 2020, when a lot of things were canceled and a lot of things were up in the air and things shifted this way and that way and we weren't sure of this and that, God is taking care of me. Sometimes it's more difficult than others, but that's just part of it. And things do happen to turn around. Sometimes it takes a little more time than others, but things do turn around. So we can talk more about that later, I guess, as we go. But yeah, so that was not fun, but still grateful that everything works. And yeah, we were able to continue on. And so after that, the next day, I went and did a solo concert in Tullahoma, Tennessee, at the Well Church in downtown Tullahoma. Downtown Tullahoma is this little, tiny stretch of streets and a few buildings and just a little tiny town. Most of Tullahoma what's around it is a big Air Force base, and otherwise there's not much else there. It's just a small town feel. But I've known this church there called the Well Church for a long time, and ever since 2015, I've been coming and doing concerts there. Sometimes I'll be by myself, sometimes I'll bring a percussionist. Getting ready for Cafe Agape. Christ offers forgiveness for everyone, everywhere. Yes, amen to that. Amen. We are here at the Well in Tullahoma. Heard a little bit of thunder. Hopefully the rain will hold off a little. Hey guys, I'm here with Pastor Quinn. He's a good bit taller than me, but
a little bit.
We're at the Well Church. Also, Cafe Agape.
Yes.
Has a long history of like Saturday night stuff.
Our Saturday night service is a cafe service.
Oh yeah.
It's a little less formal, but a little bit of coffee, whole lot of Jesus. That's on the window.
Yes, yeah. That's right. Awesome. Yeah. How's it been going lately? How's your summer been going?
It's been going pretty good. A little hot, a little battle with the AC and things going on.
Well, it happens.
It's to be expected.
Yeah, love you guys. You've got a great ministry going on downtown Tullahoma. Please come check it out. And yeah, thanks for letting me come.
Oh, glad to have you. Glad to have you. 121 West Lincoln Street, downtown Tullahoma.
Yeah, they're doing great work here. Also, they do a lot of missions work. Are you guys going anywhere this year?
We're funding an orphanage in Haiti, and we may go to the Philippines early next year.
I know you've been there before.
Yes.
Quite a few years.
8 tours to
Amazing.
the Philippines.
Wow. Yeah, so awesome. Get set up here. It's good stuff. Sometimes I'll bring 2 or 3 musicians, and sometimes my daughter to play violin. It just depends on what we can do. But it's always been a great time. They open up their church, which is a downtown building, on Fridays and Saturdays, and they call it Cafe Agape. And they have food available to order, and it's just sort of like a little cafe style thing. It's just really fun and low-key, and it's a great chance to connect with people. A great spot for live music. I think it's been fun. It's a well-kept secret. I think you musicians out there should get connected with them and come share your music there. Or come see someone else do another event there. But it's always been really cool for them to open up their doors and let me play some songs and share original songs there, mostly original songs, and have an audience that cares to listen to it and hear about the songs and how I wrote them, or maybe the context of what was going on in my life during the time, just behind the music type thing. It's pretty cool. So I'm honored to be able to do that, and just was really grateful to reconnect with them again. All right, there you guys. We gotta do something. And yeah, so that's kind of what's been going on, and appreciate you guys tuning in along for all the adventures. Let me know your comments or questions, and if you have any insights, would love to hear it. You can check out the music online, Linktree/Josh Gilbert Band, or I have tons of stuff here on YouTube as well, and also on Spotify and all that. And just look at Josh Gilbert Music, and there's some new tracks to come, hopefully more new videos to come. But thanks so much for tuning in and for all your support and prayers. Take care, guys, and best of luck out there.